North Korea's state news agency celebrated Kim Jong-un, who climbed North Korea's tallest mountain. He reportedly made the trip to commemorate the 23rd anniversary of his late father, Kim Jong-il, being named marshal. Mount Paektu is believed to be a sacred mountain of revolution associated with the soul of the Korean nation. In South Korea, however, numerous news agencies have been pointing to one image in particular from the climb, saying that it definitely looks photoshopped. Over the years, North Korea has been infamous for their shitty Photoshop jobs. So Madison, maybe it is true. One picture in particular shows everyone kind of in a group photo after the climb at the peak of the mountain. And in the background, they notice that something looks kind of fishy. If we can go full screen on this picture here, those areas that are circled show that there's clearly a gap, right, where you could see into the snow behind them. So then what the hell are the guys in the background that look very tall standing on if there's nothing there? Look at the guy with the arrow pointing to his head. If he's not standing on anything, he must be 9 feet tall. And even the guy closer to the other side, I mean, it kind of shows that they might have forgotten one little area here. So we're seeing potentially the Korean government completely staging a pretty big thing, a government official, a dictator climbing a mountain.
Right. I mean, perhaps it is an attempt to make him appear godlike, but it also goes back to, in this day and age, everything is Photoshop to make an appearance and an illusion more grander than what it is. We live in a world of magazines and pictures, so I think that even if he was necessarily being accused of this, we do it every day, so I don't see really what the big problem is.
Well, we're talking about waists becoming slimmer, butts becoming bigger, skin becoming smoother, but we're talking about a president, a dictator, falsely saying that he climbed a mountain. That's kind of different. I mean, those things are just, they are to preserve the image of how a girl looks and kind of boost that, but this is like not just a physical image, this is him as a man, as an idol, as a god, which is how they see them.
Perhaps he had a fleet of people with a makeup artist and making his hair nice. I mean, a photographer, a well-known photographer. Again, we don't know the background behind the picture. A lot of times there are a lot of shots that are set up.
Right, well, see, people kind of argued his hair was nice. He didn't seem to look like he just climbed a mountain. His shoes, he was wearing normal dress shoes. They were shined. He had a nice, clean jacket. That doesn't really convince me. They could have been waiting at the top, right, with clean stuff for the photo op. That's not a big deal. It's more so their history of crappy Photoshop jobs, and this is not the first time, Madison. I have to say, there's been other instances, for example, when they, this picture right here, you see those are the same hovercraft clearly duplicated 2 times to make it seem like their hovercraft arsenal is much bigger than it actually is.
So it's more of to say that the quality of this Photoshop is not actually up to par.
No, they suck at it because people can clearly see.
Right.
And there's even more examples. This isn't it. There's another one in a bread factory. See those blue and red ones that are circled, the 2 red ones are the same, the 2 blue ones are the same. I mean, it's smart, but I use Photoshop too, and I know exactly which tool they use. They just use the stamp clone tool and just copy pasted, to make it look like they have a lot more bread than they do, which is kind of sad, actually. I mean, there's other things, we often talk about North Korea, but there are obviously other things that, should be mentioned. I mean, the fact that they have such a high level of poverty and 1 in 6 children in North Korea suffers from hunger. So it's really sad, and I don't know. I guess it's just another move to, preserve their self-image and convince their own people that there's nothing wrong with their country or their leader. We want to know what you have to say. Do you really think that Kim Jong-un would Photoshop himself on top of a mountain and try to fool an entire nation about something that isn't true? Let us know by commenting below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the Lip TV for more.